This is a short tutorial about the Sabrewulf vs Glacius matchup and some tips and tricks for Sabrewulf players to really kind of punish that big ice cube. Now, one of the biggest things I want to talk about right now is going to be, first off, this matchup is actually in favor of Glacius a little bit. Not too much, but it does actually favor Glacius simply because a lot of his options could keep you out. But as a Sabrewulf player, you do have a lot of chances to actually get in and punish. It's just making the full use of those chances. First thing I want to discuss is dealing with Wake Up, because once you're in, you want to stay in. You can very easily meaty out of his Wake Up. Actually, you're not really meatying, more or less you're actually punishing as the Puddle Punch starts coming up, because he is invulnerable during going down, but he can be hit out of or grabbed out of that. You can backdash to avoid and then use a heavy Ragged Edge to punish because of the recovery frames. You can do a variety of different things like that. You can also actually utilize just blocking and throwing to create an ambiguous cross-up situation with your cross-up dash by walking back a little bit and then dashing forward to kind of make them guess which side you're going to end up on. The next thing to deal with will be is jump in, because you'll notice a lot of them start using it because it covers a lot of space and it's a great range tool. Like with all jump ins, you're actually a little bit lower on the priority scale, so basically anything you do will beat him out of it. Actually, anything medium and up will beat him out of it, or trade it even. I tend to use the crouching heavy kick simply because it shifts his hitbox downwards to kind of avoid the actual trade or punish option. Getting around his Ice Lance. Sabrewulf's really lucky in that a lot of his crouching normals will have a hitbox will move his hitbox a little bit lower, so he'll actually go under the Ice Lance. One of the two best things for this are his crouching, I believe his crouching light kick or medium kick. Those both have the hitbox alteration, but I strongly recommend using crouching heavy punch because crouching light punch because it moves him forward continuously, which is great. You're trying to move in, dodge that, move in, dodge that, move in. All those little things get you in. They give you some punish. If they decide to try to grab and then use Ice Lance as the opener on a combo, keep in mind that that you can actually break the Ice Lance in this situation because it is the second hit of the combo, and the grab is considered in this situation an opener, and the Ice Lance is considered in this case a manual. It's a very awkward thing, but you can actually hit out of it, so if you see that, break it, or if you know they're trying to counter break, don't break. Keep in mind, like with all things mid-combo, this comes into the mind game, and it is not a character-specific workaround for that. Next thing to talk about is the hot topic on everybody's mind. It's the Shatter. Now, people have been complaining about the Shatter because it's an unblockable. Keep in mind, it's a very slow unblockable. 26 frames, almost half a second that you have to react to it. In fighting it, that sounds really fast, but in fighting game turns, it's actually really slow. Once you see the light come up, you should jump on reaction consistently. I recommend jumping forwards. People say dashing is a good way around it. I disagree simply because your dash can hit the very edge of your dash. Getting in with a jump in actually will let you do a jump in on a combo. If he blocks it, it gives you a free cross up dash, or the threat of a free cross up dash to create again that ambiguous situation. You can shadow counter the shatter, you can use shadow moves to avoid shatters. A lot of them will use the Ice Lance to kind of lock you down. That only works because the Ice Lance, because you recover in time to actually be hit by it, because if you're already in blocks then you can actually block the shatter. So it's in that whole situation, it's that whole mind game, you have a lot of ways to avoid it. Another thing, and like probably the final thing in the specific tutorial that I'm going to talk about, is your different options around specific tools he has. In this case, I'm going to say his hail. Using Sabrewulf has to deal with the hail pretty easily for the same regard. If you use the hail as a combo breaker, in this case a light hail, once you hit confirm, you get hit by it. You can use your slide, you can actually, to easily avoid it, if you have really good timing and reflexes, you can actually use the jumping slash to, and its active frames will go through the hail. I recommend the slide though, puts you on the other side and it's pretty easy to use, and you can just hit confirm off of it. The other thing that he can use the hail for, aside just zoning, is using it in conjunction with the shatter to create the situation where you get hit by one or the other. Just get hit by the hail. It does less damage and doesn't lead to a combo situation. That was my quick little tutorial. If you guys liked it, please comment, subscribe, and enjoy. Alright, see you next time, guys.